Hi there, my name is Felix Beck, and you, Rabbi from another planet, please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring that little bell so you're notified when new videos drop, and if I may say so, with no humility whatsoever, you want to ring that little bell. You want to ring that little bell, because I do drop new videos every day, and I think they're quite good. Honestly, I look at, it's actually one of the blights of my life. I look at just about everything I go, that's pretty goddamn good there, see. I think you did a good job. And I really do. Okay, I really genuinely do think the things I do are like pretty. But that's actually good. I can't actually put something out unless I like it. If I don't like, I've started to re-record this video about 3 times because, I could have like just edited out, you know, the flubs or whatever, but I like it to just kind of, yeah, this is it flowing in my mind. So anyway, so yeah, I do like everything. So hit the subscribe button, thank you very much, hit the like button, hit the share button, and ring that little bell. They're all fantastic things to do, and we're going to be talking about cancel culture. Cancel culture, that thing that I think about half the world, 60% of the world sees as the awful expression of hatred and totalitarianism dripping in sanctimony, as, you know, every expression of hatred and totalitarianism is. Yeah, after I finish recording this video, I'm doing a review of It's a Sin, and really, it amazes me. Well, you know, watching that, it made me realize that always that bigotry and hatred always likes to dress itself in sanctimony, which is what that I think that what that show's like. Tune into to the review. It might not be what you expect to be. Anyway, yeah. So that is cancelled. So half the world sees it as, you know, the terrible thing it is. The other half of the world pretend they don't see it at all because they like to indulge in it. They actually freaking love it. And if they do admit it, they go no, not cancel culture. It's consequent culture. You're just getting consequences for being hateful. Yeah, no. That's not what's going on, is it? That's not what's going on. You just have a bit of power. You know, you're indistinguishable from the Gestapo and the Stasi. Other than you're not being paid. At least they were being paid. Well, I guess you're being paid in social dollars, whatever you want to, however you would like to describe it. Anyway, so that's what we're going to about. And obviously we're talking about the unicorn and wasp and how it intersects with our little world here in Doctor Who fandom. Before we get into it, as I've said, hit the like button, hit the share button, hit the subscribe button. If you're a subscriber, make sure you're still subscribed. YouTube have been a bit, what's the word I'm looking for? What's that psychological term? A bit dickish. They've been a bit dickish of late. Whenever my channel does well and it grows, they always go, not so easy, Rabbi, not so easy. Let's take a few of those subscribers off you. We don't trust you. So if you subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed. If you're not subscribed, could you consider hitting the subscribe button, you know, and just do it for any YouTuber. You know, do it for any YouTuber that you like, I should say. And even if you dislike me, still hit the subscribe button. I'm fine with that. I'm absolutely fine with it. Also, if you hate everything I say, the best way to cancel me, right? The best way to show me who's boss is to go check the video links and check out my Indiegogo below, right? Go and buy yourself. These are 2 graphic novels. It's how I would like to monetize the channel. I don't want to do memberships or things like that. And I really do need to monetize the channel. I really need a new Mac. This video is 2 hours late. I think 2.5 hours later being recorded than I wanted to be because I had to reboot my Mac. My Mac is basically in a point right now where it needs to be updated. And it's going to take about a day or two. I'm running the operating system like 2 times below. So it's just exactly this freaking week when I really need it to work. It's just slow to a crawl. I was full swat up there to reboot the computer, which had a bunch of updates installed. It took me like 2 hours. Took me 2 hours. I was just sitting around twiddling my thumbs saying, I guess it's still going. So anyway, yeah, I would like to monetize the channel. The way I want to monetize it is by offering you something of genuine, you know, tangible, tactile value. I got these 2 freaking awesome graphic novels that are in this campaign. They're good meaty graphic novels. One's 100 pages, another one's 220 pages. Go check the video notes, they'll tell you all about it. One is, I would say, genre-tastic, absolutely genre-fantastic. The other one is I would get just a good meaty story, kind of in the same vein, well, what I was going for anyway. It's like the early Vertigo or pre-Vertigo books, like Swamp Thing, Sandman, Hellblazer, those sort of things. Yeah, that's the era of comics I really like. So go check it out. Thank you very much. I am insanely appreciative of your support. And like I said, if you hate everything I'm going to say, and I bet there's going to be a bunch of people out there who will hate it, the best way to show me I'm wrong, to show me who's boss, buy these books, right? Buy these books over here, buy them, then burn them. In fact, you want to buy a whole stack of them. Buy a stack of them, then burn them, and show me who's boss by giving me your money so I can give you my books to burn. Yeah, see, I even help out people who dislike me. That's how good and virtuous I am. Unfortunately, I'm not quite good and virtuous enough to be part of the cancel culture mob. So cancel culture is an interesting thing. It's come to the fore a lot recently with the Gina Carano firing from The Mandalorian. Best thing that ever happened to her. I mean, honestly, the best thing that ever happened to her. She had this big interview with the Daily Wire, just came out yesterday. And, something fascinating, something that absolutely fascinating that came out of it. So if you don't, I'll just catch up on the Gina Carano thing. That basically Gina Carano doesn't like being bullied, right? So the way people like to bully people today, like the crazy people that live on Twitter, the cancel culture people, is they love transgenderism, right? They don't like transgender people. They couldn't care less about transgender people. They like transgenderism because they use it as a bludgeon, right? They use it as a bludgeon to attack their enemies, and that's exactly 100% all what's going on. It's whenever you give the powerless power, right? We saw it in Germany. In Germany, they had the thing called the Gestapo, and you could report your neighbors to the Gestapo, and people really enjoyed doing that. Right, they really enjoyed doing it. So much so that after the Second World War, when Germany split into two and became East Germany, they kept that on. They called it the Stasi, and you could still report your neighbors, and they could still love it. But the thing that fascinates me is that if you are a victim of cancel culture, one of the only options you have, and this came out with the Gina Carano interview, is to go through a struggle session. Now, a struggle session is something that originated in communist China. And again, the thing I'm really fascinated is the normalization of the culture of communist China. How the culture of communist China has come into the Western world with these things called struggle sessions, where you've got to stand there and be abused by people. So that's what Gina Carano was asked to do by Disney, because she didn't put her pronouns in her bio. Now, if there's anybody out there who's sane and not on Twitter, let me just explain that to you. Transgender people like to have a bit funky pronouns, because, funnily enough, the being transgender, I always thought being transgender means you're transitioning from one gender to the next, right? You're in, and that takes some time. But there's always a destination, like you're a man, and then you're going to transition and be a woman, right? And the goal is to be a woman, right? Or if you're a woman and you're going to transition and you'll be a man, but the goal is to be a man. But that's not the case anymore. The goal now is to just be in the transition phase, right? The phase where you're neither fish nor flesh, either one nor the other. People transitioning, they put whatever their preferred pronouns are in their Twitter bio, right? But because the crazy people don't want transgender people to feel like they're a minority, which they technically speaking are, they're a micro minority. They're a minority of under 0.5%. I think they're a minority of under 0.1%. They're an absolute minuscule minority, and for some reason they think being a minority is a bad thing, right? Being a minority is terrible. Listen, I've been a fat Jewish guy most of my life, really, most of my life. I think the majority of people are not fat Jewish people, so that makes me a minority. Never really bothered me, really, honestly, never. I'm like, well, that's who I am, I don't mind not being, and listen, it's probably better to lose weight, right? But it's like, it never bothered me that I'm Jewish, right? It never bothered me that I'm different, because I'm like, we're all different. But no, it was, so then they decreed every single body needs to put their pronouns in their bio, even if they're an old white guy like me. I'll be he, him. So everybody else putting the tiny minority of people putting their trans pronouns in their bio. Don't feel self-conscious about it, because, and again, what's wrong with being in a minority? I don't know. No one has explained that to me as yet. I think there's a little bit more going on that than they may be admitting to. There's quite a lot more going on than they may be admitting to. So anyway, so Gina Carano did not put her pronouns in a bio, and the rest of her community in the entertainment industry were a bit taken aback. They can't have any dissension, right? Everyone's got to believe exactly the same thing. They can't have any dissension. Normally speaking, the reason anybody can't stand anybody thinking any differently from them is because they know the way they think is utter nonsense. They on a conscious level, maybe on a but mostly on some, but they know what they believe is utter nonsense. I mean, there's a reason Monty Python and all humor throughout the ages have done trans jokes about men dressing as women, right? Because it looks a bit funny and ridiculous, and I think even the people who are transgender, they kind of may feel it's a little bit silly, right? And I think that's why there's no sense of humor around it. And I think, the same with the Taliban. The Taliban had no sense of humor whatsoever, because I think they knew their point of view was a little bit silly. But either way, I don't really mind if you're in the Taliban. I don't mind if you're transgendered. I don't mind if you're a transgendered activist. I do mind if you're a bully, right? If you're a bully, I don't like that. Gina Carano didn't like that either. So anyway, transgenderism. Gina Carano, the way to get out of trouble is they wanted to go through a struggle session, which is something in Soviet China, which is where you got to stand and be abused. And this is exactly what they want to do. They want to go on a Zoom call where it should be educated, like re-educated, I'm not making this up. And yes, in America, we are talking about re-education camps being opened up for people who do not think the right way. Re-education camps, much the same way as we have for, I don't know how to pronounce the Uyghurs in China. Again, it's the normalization of communist China, China culture, right? Which makes me think, could perhaps the people be financing this normalization of communist China culture be in fact communist China? Who knows? Who knows or dares to dream? I don't want to really get in, but I think communist China are probably pretty happy that the Western world is engulfed with the utter insanity that comes from transgendered activism. So how does that affect us here? So a few years ago, Gareth Roberts, real big Doctor Who fan, gay gentleman. Here's the other interesting thing about the new rules of 2021. It doesn't matter if you're on the same side anymore. It used to matter if you're in a similar alliance, right? That doesn't matter now. If you offend, I don't want to call them the left, because it's perfectly sane and normal to be left wing on policies. Like I am myself in many policies. I think having a social, having some kind of social net is a good thing, right? I think helping your fellow person is a good thing, right? So I don't want to call it, but it's just the totalitarians, they can brook no denial. So used to be if you're on a similar alliance with them, they would give you a pass on anything. That's finished a while ago. So Gareth Roberts, a big Doctor Who fan, gay gentleman, who grew up in the 80s, where you actually experienced some flack for being gay. Right? Again, I'm about to record my my review of It's a Sin, so I'm very acutely reminded of the 80s right now. So he thinks he made a couple of crimes. Firstly, he's a little bit right wing. He's probably right of centre is my guess. Right, he's somewhat conservative, but mostly he views as at transgendered activism as pure insanity. Right, he views it pure insanity because he knows what being oppressed for experiencing oppression for one's sexual preferences are, right? He knows what that feels like, and he knows the reality, and he took the piss, really. He took the piss, and that was something that they couldn't get over. If he went through one of these struggle sessions, these communist China struggle sessions, and he admitted he was wrong and bent the knee to them completely, then fine. then they might live, but he didn't. So anyway, Emily Cook from Doctor Who magazine and also Big Finish. She's been about a year ago. She started these a little more than this. She started these this organic fan thing called watch-alongs, which were glorious at first, absolutely fantastic at first. Right up until the time when I think it reached a pinnacle at Journey's End. Was it the season 4 finale, right? Season 4 of the revived Doctor Who, the 2009 finale, I believe. And then the next one was Paul Cornell's story, Human Nature. Paul Cornell, perhaps one of the greatest Doctor Who writers of all time. Also a bit of a terrible human being. So yeah, he's very much in the cancel culture side of the aisle, right? And so that's what he did when he went into when he started this watch along. He cancelled a bunch of people by blocking them from his Twitter bio, blocking them from his Twitter, so they couldn't take part in the watch along because they were hateful. And that's what they weren't hateful. They were just they just. I didn't put their pronouns in the bio, right? And they put pronouns in the bio. So she had picked out the Unicorn and the Wasp as the episode for the next watch along. I kind of dropped out the watch alongs when the Paul Cornell thing happened. And the Twitterati, the Twitterati, especially the Doctor Who, the evil Doctor Who Twitterati, just lost it completely. And Emily Cook bent the knee, back down. So yeah, yesterday I was on a podcast talking about the Orville. Great show, really enjoyed the Orville, and we're talking about the third episode of the first season called about a girl. Which was I think is an absolutely brilliant episode, but and I don't agree with the conclusions that they present or they come to, but I love that they put out contemporary issues, very very contemporary issues, and they had a conversation about it. They had a discussion, and the overwhelming thing that from review from the panel that we had to is the bravery that took, because. You have to be brave not to blindlessly agree to whatever the doctrines of the of the mob are, and having conversation. I don't think it could have been made today, right? The bravery of doing that, and I think it showed up it highlighted the cowardice of everybody else who doesn't do that. Star Trek Discovery, for example, a great counterpoint to the Orville that came out at the same time. And that's just sheer cowardice because that goes along with the mob. So sadly, Emily Cook saw the mob. So she either exhibited cowardice by bending the knee to them, or she agrees with them. One of the two. Either way, look, I don't want to rank on her. Look, she's I don't know anything about it. She's a perfectly nice person, but I think only one of those two conclusions seem to be possible. She's either agrees with the mob or she's scared of the mob, and I think probably scared of the mob. Which is a problem. You can't be scared of these people, and because the truth is they only have the power that we give them, and Emily gave them a bunch of power. So anyway, just as a side note, there's going to be a watch along tomorrow on the TARDIS zone of Unicorn and Wasp. I think at 6:30. I hope at 6:30 because I got a stream at 5. He sent me. Was it Noel sent me a message as I was recording this video? I'll find out when I finish. So let's. I have to use Twitter for this channel to promote the channel, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. So I've recorded a record of the insanity, the council insanity that happened. I've done it, so you don't have to. Now you'll notice I blanked out all the names because. These people are pure evil. It sounds like I'm joking when I say that, but they're not. They are absolutely, genuinely, pure, unrelenting evil. I can think of no good character trait they have. I think the Taliban is actually better than them because the Taliban at least had some kind of goal, right? Some kind of goal. These people's goal is it's just powerless people. Wanting to feel good about themselves and exerting their power. So let's go through it. So this first one, so don't contact anybody if you can work out who they are. Don't because they will take anything you say or do as a pretext to say you're attacking them. So don't do anything. So this first thing that we're going to start off, this is by a gentleman who started a online hate group, the Nut My Doctor hate group that exists, much like the Stasi, to monitor your communications to see if anybody has the terrible offense of not agreeing with them, right? So they scream a lot about trans rights issue. I don't think they care about trans people because I don't think they care about people, right? I think, especially this guy, is a complete sociopath. So let's see where he starts. Yeah, if you are cis, now cis means comfortable in your skin. So if you are 99.9% of the human race, that I think they use the word cis as a derogative. If you are cis and you profess to be an ally of the LGBTQ plus community. No, I profess to be an ally of human beings, right? Of human beings. I don't differentiate dependent upon your identity. Look, if your identity is like, somebody who doesn't like Jews, who hates Jews, I may not be in favor of you, right? I may not be your friend, but yeah, I don't judge people by their identity, and I think to do so is intrinsically evil, right? It's just wrong and evil. So if you are cis and profess to be an ally of LGBTQ plus community and are even considering, don't even think about it, if you're even considering speaking against trans, who cares? No, I was going to speak against you. You bigot, you bigot fascist piece of crap. That's who are rightly disgusted about a GR. So that's Gareth Roberts, because they treat him like Voldemort, right? They cannot say the name of the evil. They think if you're disgusted about a GR, big live tweeting, don't. So yes, this is the thing. Because they can't enter a debate. They can't, because what they believe is so stupid and so not based on reality. They cannot have any discussion with you. Do not silence them. I'm not silencing you. No one's silencing you. You're looking to silence us, the 99.9% of the human race. You're looking to silence us. Don't silence them. Be empathic. Empathic. I nearly said your name. Nut boy. I've seen you lead a hate group to rape shame people because they don't like the Doctor Who that you profess to like, but probably really don't, right? Yeah, I don't think you have any empathy. I think you're a sociopath. A sociopath is somebody who doesn't see anybody else as being real, right? I think you're a sociopath. Let them talk! Okay, I'm happy to let anybody talk. How about letting other people talk too, right? See, this is the problem. If you have a standard and you don't apply that standard equally, you're a bigot liar, right? That's how it works. So let's see how it went on. Thank you, said this first guy. I'm sorry, what's going on? Is there somebody to cancel? Is there someone to cancel? Oh, it's so exciting! Context, sorry, I've only half been on here for a few days. You call them what's up with it? I didn't know that was cancelable. Oh, you're gonna cancel someone. Oh, I'm gonna click my button. I am. I'm so excited. So the writers are transphobe again. He took the piss out of trans people for being melodramatic. What was he said? He's like, you never. Trans people are always called something like Infinity or Glitter or like these like very stripperish names, right? They're very flamboyant. You never get a Tracy, which I think that was it, right? I think that was the entire. So that's the transphobe. No, I think being taking the piss out of people who are being twats isn't being phobic of anyone. He's just pointing out you're being a twat. But of course, because they're being a twats, that's what they're about to call you. Oh dear, so many twats about. Yes, and I believe you're one of them. It goes on. So let's not forget, this is the same episode that almost had the N-word in the title. No, I don't think that was ever simply considered. I think it was a riff on the. I think the book is called 10 Little Engines now. It used to have the N word, right? Because that was the name of the rhyme that it was taken from. Yeah, so you're disingenuously suggesting that Gareth Roberts hates black people as well. Here's the thing. There's the other thing these crazy people can't get their head around. If somebody disagrees with you about something, they are the worst person in the universe and intrinsically evil about everything. So if somebody thinks that, generally speaking, having a penis makes you male and having a vagina makes you female, generally speaking, if somebody menstruates, they're female, right? If you're somebody who has that insane point of view, they think that you want to eat babies as well because they're crazy. They're cray. You absolutely cannot separate the art from the artist. Well, actually, that's not true. I think most artists are douchebags, right? Like most people working in making commercial art, which I enjoy, Doctor Who, Star Trek, whatever. I think they're mostly douchebags, and I think they've been mostly douchebags for quite some time, which is fine. Paul Cornell, I think he's a douchebag. I believe him to be a douchebag, a cancel culture douchebag. I think he's one of the best Doctor Who writers ever. I do, if you're somebody who is a centrist, a right of center, then you've had to do that your entire life. So you can't separate the art from the artist. Don't treat us the way we treat you. Again, there is no character trait that I think that is good about these people. You can enjoy it, sure. I've been reading his books recently, not intentionally. No, they just kind of fell into my laps, and the letters fell into my eyes. I didn't intend to read them; it just happened. And enjoying them. Oh no! But you have to acknowledge crap like that. Okay, what? Like what again? What is his crime? Is that he didn't go in front of a struggle session? Because you love communist China. okay, it's great you love communist China. Most people don't. So this next person, she's going to come back a lot. She has a very similar Twitter name to the actress from Years and Years and from It's a Sin. I don't think it's that actress. I never really understood why people do that, but I don't think it's that actress. So anyway, if we don't manage to get the tweet-along episode changed, I will be blocking anyone I see enjoying it with them! Please do. Absolutely no exceptions! Okay, you're saying that like it's a punishment. You're a crazy person. You're an absolutely crazy, insane person, and I don't want you in my life. Okay, so we're on the same page. We agree. Block me, because you're cray. I don't give a crap how long we followed each other or how close we are. I don't care about anything. If you offend me, I will not dial down my faux rage, right? I will not do that in any way because I'm an idiot. Okay, yeah, we know that. But we're going to find out that she's a much more of an idiot, if it's a she, as things go along. Take trans people concerns seriously. Or F off. Okay, what's the concern? Explain to me the concern that you're a teeny tiny minority. I'm having to call you whatever you want. You look, if you're a woman with a penis, I'll call you a woman, right? If you're a man with a vagina, I'll call you a man. I don't care. I don't mind. I happen to think that you're suffering from some kind of what's the psychological condition? Body dysmorphia, but it's not really my problem, right? It's not, your mental health isn't really I don't want to hurt it, but it's like, and I do think pretending someone's delusions are real does ultimately hurt them, which I do think. But I honestly think these trans activists who aren't trans people cause a lot more damage than good. Okay, but again, I might be wrong. I don't know. Again, you want me to call you ma'am? I'll call you ma'am. I don't care. Absolutely everything. Take time, people concerned. What's the concern? What's the concern? The episode of Doctor Who is being watched by people and enjoyed because it hasn't been cancelled, right? The concern is that you do not have complete and total dominant control over the universe. Yeah, yeah, you shouldn't be that concerned about it. Then somebody comes like, what's going on? I don't understand. What? So this person says, yeah, I like this episode, but I hate Gareth Roberts! Hate him! I hate him with every fibre of my being! And I know you do. I understand you do. I can see you do. I like his writing. I just really hate him! Yeah, I think you need to talk to somebody about this. This is not good. This is not a good way to live. Or writing an extension on a person. So, okay, fine. I was so excited for the Unicorn and was tweet along, but then I realised, heaven to Betsy, he's going to be tagged in things. He's going to be praised. Okay, you're crazy. You're crazy. Okay, like, yeah, it's okay to praise him. It's okay. There's that. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with praising a gay man for the episode of Doctor Who he wrote? Do you not like gay people? Do you know? I think that's probably it. I think you just don't like gay people. Should we take that as the inference? Maybe you're a what's the word? I can't even remember. I know the. A transphobe. I can't even remember the name for somebody who doesn't like gay people. That's how long it's been. That's how long it's been since that it's been a thing in the world. I can't even remember the freaking name for the prejudice. He's going to be praised, even if he's not invited by Emily. Next Sunday is still going to end up being celebrated. Oh, and again, they can't say his name because he may appear. I mean, they're not even tagging him, right? Gareth Roberts. And that's wrong. No, a crazy person. This is wrong. This is wrong. Yeah, that's not wrong. This is wrong. Because you're absolutely crazy and I think evil. This guy says, I've spun out the loop. I imagine he's a problematic git or some sort. What's the story? So he's just trying to catch up. Oh, he's an almost transphobe. So, and just a horrid man in general, really. Really? Well, again, substantiate that allegation. How is he a horrid man in general? No, okay, yeah, but they do that. These people do it. There's this guy, Mr. TARDIS, whatever, and he is got a hard on for me, much more of a hard on for No on the TARDIS zone. And he lies just cause he is an absolute racist liar, Mr. TARDIS. He is an absolute racist liar. The reason he's freaked out by me is because I happen to point out that his political hero, who is a massive racist, Jeremy Corbyn, was a massive racist, right? And he blocked me instantly. So when he was going on about prejudice, I was like, really? You don't seem that concerned about prejudice? I think you had the majority of Jews in England saying that this person was a racist, and you called them all liars, right? That seems to be a bit racist to me. So he freaked out, right? Especially when it turned out I actually knew something about what I was talking about. That scares the crap out of them, right? But he just lied. The other day there was a video of mine where Sylvester McCoy, according to a paper, was unsure about Jodie Whittaker's casting. Turned out the story was utter nonsense, right? Which is what the video was about. So he highlighted it, and then he connected it to the wrong article. And he did one of these like faces on, the emoji faces, like, oh, imagine trying to like. Anybody starts to tweet imagine, they're a douchebag, right? That's number one of being a douchebag. Starting your tweet with imagine. Don't do that. That's bad. Don't be a douchebag. Imagine not that. And so he was just not. Again, and he lies all the time, and he never will enter into any conversation. He said about me that I have white supremacists on my channel. Really? Can you substantiate that? No, because he hides. Because he's a coward. Because none of these people have any good they're cowards, they're liars, they're hypocrites, they're part of a mob, they're bigots, they're hateful, they have a dislike of the unlike, and they have no point. That's the bottom line, they have no point. For F's sake, why is this so common? Because you label anybody who doesn't agree with your insanity a transphobe. So that's what's happened so common, because you call everybody a transphobe who like said, look, can we just live and let live, and with their differences? No, they're all transphobes to you. How can you be so petty with only one head? What? Okay, I'm trying to work that out. I'm not really sure where he's going. So this guy keeps saying, "Oh, what's going on? I'm confused." We get quite a lot of that. Unicorn World is the next lockdown episode. GR, a transphobe twat. Why did he put a star in twat? Okay, whatever. Wrote this, and while he wasn't invited, this person is worried he will sing his praises. Why are you worried about that? Why? I think we're going to find out. I feel like anyone a part of it will know he's a dick. Okay, why can you write the whole thing? But if they bring him into it, we can all do a mass blocking. Good, go, bye, bye. Go to your Jodie fandom, right? Go to your clump of Jodie fandom, and we'll leave you alone, right? We'll leave each other alone because most Doctor Who fans don't really Jodie Doctor Who much, hate to tell you that, most of us don't really dig it. So how about that? You could have your Jodie Doctor Who fan zone where there'll be no transphobes, all right? Yes, you guys, all 6 of you, right? That'll be it. That'll be good, and we'll have our Doctor Who fans just enjoy Doctor Who. Talking about enjoy Doctor Who but you can't do that because you've got to spend your lives monitoring people for anybody who has the offence of not talking, not thinking the same way as you. So fine, let's go back to this woman, and this is where we're going to end on because this goes on for a while though. Okay, so this is her take on it. If she's a woman. If you listen carefully, you can hear the sound of the entire fandom ignoring the opinions and voices of transgender Doctor Who fans. No. We're not listening carefully. We can hear the sound of crazy people screaming, right? No one's ignoring anybody. And again, what is the opinion and voice of transgender Doctor Who fans? What are that he made several years ago a joke saying that trans people tend to be a bit melodramatic, right? What is his offense that he must be erased from the face of the earth? Please explain, because this seems like you seem to be like you're committing that offense, right? Anybody who does this should really be erased from the face of the earth. Not anybody again, this is just a lengthy tirade of hate, pure unrelenting hate. Because you'd rather be able to continue and consume Doctor Who. Yes, because we like Doctor Who, because we're Doctor Who fans. Yes, we would like to do it without having to have a conniption. every time somebody, what happens when you get to a Terrence Dicks episode? You know he voted Conservative. Terrence Dicks voted Conservative. I think he voted for Thatcher. He did. Openly, admittedly. We best got to erase all those Doctor Who, right? We can't have any Terrence Dicks. They probably don't know who Terrence Dicks is. Ignorant morons. Because in Doctor Who, uncritically, they realised that the production team Transphobia! Okay, the production team, we're talking about Russell T Davies, Gareth Roberts. These people don't strike me as massive, very prominent gay voices don't strike me as being massive, what's the word? Massive proponents of the white male patriarchy. Again, watch It's the Sin. The gay people actually went through a struggle in the 80s, and I did actually kind of forget about that because it's been quite some time. And for me, it seemed like it was the early 80s rather than the late 80s. But it happened, right? It happened. Then the transgender does have any actual repercussions. Yes, we're back to consequence culture. Let's burn the heretic! Now, if she just left it there, I think it would have been okay. But she didn't. Was it? If I just don't think about Gareth Roberts and insist that everybody who says we shouldn't be celebrating his episode, that's me. Yeah, are you? Anybody who says that you insist that, and it says everybody who says we shouldn't be celebrating his episodes, yeah, that's crazy people. Yeah, all those people. It's overreacting. Yes, you are. And doesn't understand nuance. No, you don't. Then I can continue behaving in exactly the same way of overreacting and not understanding nuance. The same way I have been, and I won't have to feel any guilt. Well, you should feel guilt for being an utter douchebag. You know, it's probably not the best thing to be an utter douchebag. Like so many of you are aware, you're transmutuals. I don't know what you're talking about now. See you pumping money into Harry Potter franchise. Yes, J.K. Rowling says having a vagina is somewhat an important part of being female. I understand. So terrible. Heaven to Betsy. Yeah. How about we're stronger together? How about we all just live together with our difference? No, burn the heretic. I think it's okay because you made a joke about Emma Watson having written Harry Potter. What? She didn't write Harry Potter. And look, Emma Watson, she annoys me too. If you want to find somewhere that we agree, we all probably, she annoys me as well. And we don't see you giving 0 Fs about enjoying the world of transphobic creators. I don't. I don't. It's not like I'm listening to Wagner. I mean, God, get a grip, weirdos. Oh my God. How much longer does she go on for? You can separate the art from the artist. Well, this trans Doctor Who fan, I don't think you're trans. I don't think you're trans. I think you're reveling in your identity, right? I don't think you're trans. This Doctor Who is telling you to effing stop! Because, what? Okay, no. I'm not going to do what you're going to tell me, what you're telling me to do. No. Because it's not our obligation to consistently deal with you celebrating transphobic crazy. No, but we have to consistently deal with crazy people calling everybody a transphobe because we don't bend the knee and believe and mindlessly accept everything that you say without question. And quite frankly, there are quite a few questions. You know, I think any thinking person can have on your point of view. Because you can't be asked a bare minimum in basic decency. Darling. I don't think that you are perhaps the best person to lecture anybody on basic decency. But basically, you know, this is the world they want. Do you see this? Let me zoom in. Being offensive is an offense. Yes, and that's the problem we have with being offensive in the event. Look, you got police standing there ready to beat you into submission for saying, I think vaginas are basically feminine. Right? And that's the crazy world that we live in. The crazy world we live in. What can we do about this crazy world we live in? What can we do to make things better? I think your first step will be to click the link below. Go to my Indiegogo, buy my bloody book. Firstly, it's going to make these nut jobs absolutely crazy, right? It's got to be worth it just for that. To making these nut jobs crazy, you're welcome. That's a service I provide for you. And if you're one of the nut jobs, buy my books to burn them! Buy lots of them! Buy many of my comics to burn them! And that way you can show me who's boss. My name is Phelan Beckin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and buy my freaking books. And if you're somebody who doesn't like what I'm saying, burn them! But buy lots of them to burn. Like, share, subscribe, ring the little bell, so you are notified when new videos drop.